Great afternoon and great evening to all of my money friends on the line. If you're watching this, you're now one of my money friends. You're now in my wealth network, and I'm so honored to have you. You're not alone. There are many, many people on the line right now watching this live that represent continents from all over the globe, people from the Americas, people from Canada and the United States, people on the line representing all throughout the Caribbean, from the Bahamas to Puerto Rico, people on the line representing multiple countries all throughout Africa, Kenya and Botswana, South Africa. We are so proud to expand this network represented in Greece and Romania and London. So welcome to a global wealth network. I say that because when we talk about money, okay, we're gonna have a money conversation today. When we talk about money, I've had the pleasure of being able to talk to people from Kenya all the way to Kansas, and I see it. When I start talking about money, people get a little uncomfortable. They start to hide, their shoulders go down. I wanna release you from that right now. Here's my first and probably the best thing you'll hear today is I believe that what you have in your bank account is not a representation of your value. I don't even think it's a representation of your effort. I think you've tried harder than what's represented in your bank account. What I do believe though is that our money and our wealth and our asset accumulation is very closely tied to what kind of network we have. And I don't know about you, but for me, for a very long time, my network represented where I was coming from and not where I was going. My network represented poverty and welfare and government programs and unstable housing and lack. So you can imagine what my relationship with money was. I just knew I didn't have any, and I felt unqualified to ever have a wealth conversation. I want to release that from you. I believe that what you have today has nothing to do with where you're going, and where you're going is better than your past. You're tied into a wealth network now. What does that mean? Guys, it's very simple. When I was investing in housing and in real estate, I was teaching people about that. When my husband and I made the bold decision to launch a product from concept all the way to manufacturing to putting on the market, we counseled people that were launching their inventions. When we started to build brands and organizations, we were counseling people that were building brands and organizations. So what that means, and anything that I've been able to be successful in that is my hindsight, is now your foresight, okay? That's what a wealth network is. If I know a way, you're gonna know a way. And the only thing I ask in return is if you know a way, then you let me know. That's it. I believe that some of the most powerful families and structures that control a lot of the wealth today had a heads up, okay? They had a heads up. They had a chance to get a head start. And one of the most powerful things they've done to remain in power and keep wealth from a lot of us is by keeping that network strong and keeping it centralized. Information about wealth creation has been centralized and protected. They're very serious about knowing how to make money and keeping it, quote, in the family, all right? Today, you're my money family. So today we're gonna have conversations about wealth, conversations that are sparked by books like The New Case for Gold, The Dollar Crisis, Guide to Investing in Gold and Silver, Tax-Free Wealth. I mean, there's all types of books and literature that we've really been focused on the last 2 years, because in this season, what we are talking about and where our money friends and our wealth family are focused on is on the economy, banking, global currencies, what is happening, what's happening, how we can understand it, make it simple so we can go back into our communities and teach them and then expose them to options that will allow them to leverage the climate we're in. So listen, when we get to talking about banking and the economy and exponential growth and compound interest, do not be intimidated. I realize someone hasn't taught you yet. We want to bring you in. We want to raise your financial IQ, okay? Can I do that with you? So that's what we're going to do. Here's what I want to do. So many times people ask me, why this, right? They know our background. They've seen what we've done in real estate. We've owned buildings. We've owned fourplexes plus, multifamily, single family homes. They've seen our journey with launching products and e-commerce. Started 12 years ago doing that. We were some of the first people leveraging eBay. They've seen us have stores. They've seen all the things that we've done. We are entrepreneurs for real. And they ask us, why this? So let me just cut to why for me. okay? Here's why, and I want you to write this down because part of what we're doing this afternoon is also hoping to leave you better than we found you, okay? I'm very serious about educating the masses because when I speak to people, I don't know what it is, if it's a coincidence or if it's just the way it's supposed to be. A lot of the people I talk to, they look like my family, right? They look like where I come from, and that's okay. I want you to be inspired to do the same for your communities. And so one of the things I talk about the most is how we are making money one way, but we're spending money another way, okay? And I want to simplify this conversation so that it clicks and makes sense. Because the truth is that most wealth creation conversations are actually really simple. Wealth creation is pretty simple, guys. But for a long time, people in power have made it seem difficult. They make it sound difficult. They put up these high barriers of entry to deter us, our communities, from understanding and producing wealth. Because if we get it, we're going to teach and we're going to help a lot of people. So today, let's do that. Let's get it. Let's understand so that we can go out and teach. When we talk about how do we make money, how do we make money? There is a big difference between how we make money and how we spend money. So you and I can agree, right? If I have X amount of money coming in and I have Y amount of money going out and the Y is bigger than the X, I got a problem. Got it? If you have more money going out than money coming in, that's a problem. That's a problem for countries. You ever heard someone talk about the GDP? Gross domestic production. What that basically means is a country might be actually serving the world less than what it's consuming. They are spending more than they are actually producing. That's a problem with countries. That's a problem with households. I remember when it was very common for there to be one source of income in the household and the woman or whoever at that time was staying home to take care of the children. And there was one person really making the money. Now it seems like both people must be out of the home to just survive. What happened? What happened was the way we make money is every single day getting farther and farther away from how we spend money. What do I mean? What do you mean make money, spend money? Here's the key. We make money in a linear fashion. We spend money in an exponential fashion, okay? Let me give you an example actually, because I think this is something that is super visual. And I'm gonna bring you in just a little closer so that you guys can see my whiteboard over here with me, because I want this to make sense for you and I want this to be kindergarten easy, guys. Wealth creation is kindergarten easy, okay? So let me go ahead and, may I erase this? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and erase this and my little bit of notes over here, okay? Because we're gonna make this simple. And my goal is that this is not the last chart that helps you understand money, okay? So when we talk about how we make money and how we spend money, this is going to be a real simple representation of how we make money. How do you and I make money? Okay, if you can close a few of those blinds to cut my glare. What we do is we agree to a set income, right? Let's say this is your income, okay? This little dot right here is your income. And you agree to a career. I used to be a nurse, guys. My husband was a pilot. Even as an amazing nurse, no matter how much I gave, I'm capped. You don't hear about millionaire nurses because there are none, right? So even as a high profile nurse, I know the most I can make is about $60,000 US a year. Unless I go get my master's or even my doctorate of nursing, then I'm talking about $80,000 a year, but that's not that much. So let's talk about it. Whatever you do for a living today, likely it's a linear fashion. You might get some raises, but come on, those raises are like what? They give you raises in such small amounts. They add cents to your income, pennies, coins to your income. It's not that much more, but let's talk about it. Let's say this is your income. I'm gonna go ahead and say that you're always getting a raise. Let me bring you in closer. We actually have the ability to multitask, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna say that you have the ability to have a raise constantly every year. Now, we know that is not traditional. But let's say you are on an uptrend constantly, okay? And this is your income, okay? That's a good raise that's constantly happening. And let's say your expenses start down here. Now we know that this is exaggeration. Usually as soon as you become an adult, you have expenses immediately. It's never zero, but let's start down here, okay? If my raise is only gonna be about 1, 2, 3% a year, it's never more than that. Even the military, 3% annually a raise. It's very small amounts, but let's say I have this is my job, my career, I'm earning in a linear fashion, but my bills, my life expenses are not linear. They're exponential. They go up quickly. Your food bill, your groceries, every year they go up by a percentage because of inflation. That's natural, right? So groceries are going up in this fashion. Housing is going up in this fashion. What you spend on taxes is going up in this fashion. How much a car costs is going up like this. Exponential growth is curved. Linear growth is not. So what I mean is we make money like this, but expenses are exponential. Expenses grow by percentages, but linear, which is our income usually grows by a set amount. You might know, hey, if I work very, very hard, I can earn an extra $10,000 a month in my career. But you know that your expenses are going to raise anywhere between 3 to 11% annually. That is the normal rate of inflation for most countries that have some kind of production that are involved in, service somehow. So my point is we make money in a linear fashion, right? But we spend money in an exponential fashion. We spend money with compound interest. We do not make money in a compound interest way. As a nurse, I started off at $27 an hour. The most I could ever make at that particular center where I was, that hospital, was $35 an hour. That's the most anyone could make. But my bills were going up. They were going to exceed that. What happens is this starts to happen to us, and then we don't know what to do. We think, let me get a second job. Let me start a business. Let me start selling hot plates or braiding hair or doing services like cleaning or mowing lawns. We start thinking about a side hustle. The problem is, and that's great energy, but the problem is that again, we're earning money in a linear fashion. If this is making sense, if you understand what I mean when I say earning money linearly and spending it exponentially, let me see something in the chat box so I can move on to my next slide and show you guys an actual representation of how powerful compound interest is. So not only do you need money coming in every month, you need that money to be growing at an exponential rate to even keep up with expenses that are growing at an exponential rate. Now, for my people that are like, come on, Wanda, you said you're going to keep this simple. You already talking funny, linear and exponential. Here's what I mean. If you put 1 plus 1 in a calculator, it equals 2. If you hit equal, it'll say 3. If you hit equal, it'll say 4. If you hit equal, it'll say 5, 6, 7, 8. But if you do 1 times 2 and you hit equal, it'll say 2. If you hit equal, it'll say 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 132. Why? That's linear versus exponential. When we earn money, we are adding. When we spend money, we are multiplying. And this is why people are sick. This is why people can't understand why what they're doing, even though they're doing the right thing, is not working. Go to school, get good grades, get a good job. Oh, that job didn't work. Go get another degree, another certificate, get another job. Oh, that one didn't work. Go put 4 more years in, compound interest debt, try another job. Ugh, maybe it's working, right? And now at the age of 35 plus, 45 plus, now you're a professional. Now you can earn $70,000, $80,000 a year, and you get there and you go, wow. Now I got to pay back all that education and my bills are still exponential and my income is still linear. As long as you are using multiplication against addition, it'll always be a loss, okay? So now we got to say, well, If all my expenses in life are growing because of multiplication, because of compound interest, that's everything, guys. Food goes up by percentages every single year. There might be dips, okay? Those dips are just letting you know it's about to rise again. Every once in a while, oil and fuel and gas goes down, then it rises up again, right? And so this is how money works. This is how money moves. And instead of trying to change the rules to the game, we just got to educate ourselves to the rules of the game so that we can start changing how we earn money. Keep what you have. But the money you're making from whatever career you're in, we want to show you how to take small parts of that and grow that exponentially so that there is a shot, there is a chance that you can earn money in an exponential way. So let me go ahead and pull up here. I'm going to share something with you guys. Let me go ahead and just share my screen. That'll probably be the easiest thing to do. Awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and open my favorite tool, the 52-week trading plan. Quick second while I open that up. Thank you guys in the comments. Give me a quick second. Let me try this again. All right, let me see. If I can't bring this up, I will talk through it. All right, here we go. I found it. It was not responding to my fingers for some reason. I got it. All right. Thank you guys for your patience today. I appreciate you. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. Pull up this, here we go. Now I can see it. All right, there we go. Yay. Feel free to screenshot. So let me show you an example of money growing exponentially, your money growing exponentially. By the way, guys, this is how you pay your mortgage. This is how you pay your car. This is how you pay back student loans. This is how you pay credit cards for sure. Institutions, banks that all make money off us having home loans, car loans, student loans, payday loans, whatever you're doing, right? These banks earn money. What value are they providing you? Come on, think about it. What value are they providing you? They hold your money. That's it. They hold your money. Maybe they give you a loan. That's it, okay? They're letting you hold someone else's money, basically. And what they do is they earn a lot of money through two words: compound interest. Why? This is how you pay for everything. Everything is paid through compound interest. I want you guys to really remember this book right here, Gold and Silver, The Guide to Investing in Gold and Silver. The first thing that he does is he tells you how we have been all participating in currencies that slowly steal wealth from you. And basically the short answer is banks do steal wealth, okay? They steal wealth slowly over time. Some of it we are very aware of. For instance, when we get a credit card or a home loan, some of it we're not very aware of. Some of it's more sneaky. And this is why we now more than ever, we have to ask ourselves, how do those people make so much money? How are they making so much money? They're selling us air and we're paying back for that air in compound interest. So if you borrow $100 on a credit card and your interest rate is 25%, you're paying them back $25 every month until you can just pay back that $100. After 4 months, now they're absolutely doubling and tripling their money. And you and I are just struggling to keep up with that $25 payment. Does this make sense? That's compound interest. You can buy a $100,000 home and take out a 30-year mortgage on it. And by the time you pay off that home, they're gonna get $600,000, $700,000 from you. How? What value what was exchanged? What value was exchanged? They can really make money from thin air. And so I want you to get passionate about that because that's the truth. And then I want you to think, how can I out-earn that setup? Because that's the way to get out. If you fall through a hole, the way to get out is back up that hole. Okay. If compound interest is the way that all of us are having to pay out of our expenses, the only way out is by earning through compound interest. We have to have entities and assets that gain value, that gain equity in a compound interest way. What we're going to show you today, the platform we're showing you, is the only thing I've done that's allowed me to gain compound interest this quickly. This is from someone who's owned buildings. I've owned real estate. Yes. There's value there, not as quickly as this, not as liquid as this. And for those of us who are starting out on our investment career, just starting to put ourselves where we want to be and ask ourselves these tough questions, I believe that this platform is the way to go because it has the lowest barrier of entry and it's an education system. So it's going to teach you what you need to know. No one can take away your education. They might be able to steal your wealth slowly, but they cannot steal what you know. So let me give you an example of what earning through compound interest would look like. Let's say you start off with $100. It's a beginning balance, okay? $100, and you can put this in your own phone and try it yourself. And let's say that I want my $100 to grow by 15% a week. After 1 week, what is that? It's $115. We know that math, right? Take 15% of 100, that's $115. Easy peasy. So far, so good. The next week, what is that going to be? Well, we take 15% of 115. It's not a solid $15 anymore. Now it's a little more. It's a little more because the balance is a little more. This is the magic of compound interest. You're not just earning $15 every week. You're earning 15% every week. That's why when someone tells you the penny, have you heard of the parable of the penny? You take a penny and you double it every day, and by the end of a month, you have over $1 million. It's the power of compound interest. So our first week is $115, right? Our second week, $132. Our fourth week, $174. Let's skip down some. Our eighth week, $300. Our 16th week, let's skip down some, $935. What about the 30th week? I'm saying weeks, 15% a week. People on this line that know where we're going know that I'm being modest with numbers because we can absolutely outdo 15% a week. But let's stop at 15% a week. 30 weeks, that's now $6,621. What? How? We're only 30 weeks in. How did that happen? All we're doing is taking 15% of the balance. The balance is changing every week because it's growing every week, right? That is what compound interest does. Usually it's used against us. This is why people do not pay off student loans. This is why most people don't pay off their house. Their car breaks down before they finish paying it off because of the monster of compound interest. You're just paying off every month the minimum. They know exactly how much to make the minimum, so you never pay it off. Usually compound interest hurts us. This is a tool that allows compound interest to benefit us. 30 weeks in, 16,621. Let's keep going. Let's go to week 52, $143,313. I'm going to stop there. This is compound interest. Let me ask you something. You need to understand this, okay? If you do nothing else but leave this webinar and go make it make sense to you, make compound interest make sense to you, that's all you do, I know I've served your family. If all you do is admit, yes, I make money in a linear fashion, I can probably guess exactly what kind of money I'm going to make next year because my job pretty much pays me the same every year. It might change a little, but it's almost the same. You can guess how much you're going to earn next year. It's very hard to guess how much you're going to pay out next year in expenses, bills, credit cards, loans, car payment, home payment. Everything we pay out is done through interest, and everything we do to pay into our household is done linearly. That's a problem. That's why families are hurting. That's why people, good people, are not able to get themselves out of the hole. That's why my family, a pilot and a nurse, good careers, great careers. We looked at each other. We were only in our 20s when we started investing. We both come from poor. We both knew that if we could sacrifice a little and work very, very hard, that we could get away from poor. We didn't have a lot of education in finances, but we were really good at reading some books. That's the only thing that we did to spark us in the right direction, read some books. And those books started to teach us how wealthy people really get wealthy. They don't get wealthy through jobs. They don't get wealthy through college degrees. I'm not against those things, but they're not wealth tools. And we've told our children that college is a wealth tool. It's an educational tool and it's powerful, but it's not a wealth tool. We've told our children that a job is a wealth tool. It can provide for you. It can create an opportunity for you to put a little bit of something away, but it's not a wealth tool. What I want to show you today, what my husband is going to show you today and make it make sense, is how we're using these tools to make wealth. The first thing you have to admit is that I spend exponentially, but I earned linearly, and that is a disaster. That is a setup for a disaster. Some of us have already lived through our disasters. Some of us have had the hospitalization. You know, in my country, they say that the #1 form of debt is hospital bills, also billed exponentially. That's what it takes. Do you know that I've studied how do poor people get away from being poor and move into wealth creation? And commonly, they say it takes 20 years to get out of poverty. 20 years. And for those 20 years, you have to make wise investments. You have to get around new networks of people that can show you new skills and asset accumulation tools. And they also added that likely in those 20 years, you cannot have any emergencies, no illnesses, no deaths, no hospitalizations, because anything like that can just take a family down. It can absolutely destroy a plan. That's sad, because as a nurse, I know that none of us are exempt from having a life emergency. So you mean to tell me that even if I'm on my wealth journey to get my family out of poverty, I'm fighting to get my last name out of poverty, I also have to pray for luck to never get ill, to never have an accident or a lawsuit or a hospitalization, things I can't control. So in addition to working hard and sacrificing and educating myself and fighting to get into the right rooms and then going and creating wealth, in addition to all that, I must also pray for luck? It just seems so wrong. It is. But we believe, my husband and I believe what we have done is we've done just that. We have cut the time, taken us about 11 years, and pulled our last name out of poverty. I cannot tell you how radically different my children's childhood is from mine. You know, my husband and I laugh almost at some of the things that my children are unaware of. My children do not know what it's like to click a light switch and nothing come on. My children do not know what it's like to turn the water spout and nothing come out. My children don't hear me say things like, no, mommy doesn't have the money. Now, trust me, mommy says no, because kids are ridiculous, but it's not because of money. They don't know those things. They don't know what lack looks like. I have to explain it to them when we go to different areas and there's someone hurting, someone that needs help. I have to explain to them, this is poverty. I think one of my biggest goals that I've achieved is for my childhood to be so drastically different from my children's that when I tell them things that I've seen or endured, they can't even fathom it. They think I'm exaggerating. What a blessing that my reality seems like a fiction story to them, and that now they're exposed to new. This is why we're passionate about educating you. We are going to show you the platform that we've aligned ourselves with, but with or without it, we will continue to educate people. We continue to be a source. I want you to know that even if what we're showing you today that you do not partner up with, it's okay. I still feel like being around this network of people is for your advancement. Now, we've already shown you the power of compound interest coming in. And we've explained a little bit why you must. This is not an option. This is something you must do. You must find a way to grow your income exponentially, because all of us are spending exponentially, whether you want to or not. A loaf of bread will be more expensive next year with or without your approval. And so now we want to show you how we're using this tool. This is not really a presentation. This is actually a showcase of us using these tools live. If you need someone to break that down to you, we're going to do our best to keep in mind that some of you are seeing us for the first time, but I want you to just, come on, keep up. If there's words that are used that you don't understand, use your comprehension, but just write that down for later so you can ask that question. We don't want to leave you behind, but we are virtually grabbing your hand right now and we are pulling you. Sometimes it will feel a little fast. It's okay. We're pulling you for your best interests, all right? So guys, I want to do something powerful and introduce you to my wonderful husband, Randy Webb. People think all the time, oh, you must edify your husband. That's your husband. But the married people on the line will tell you that's not how marriage always works, okay? So I'm not doing it just because he's my husband. I'm doing it because I get to intimately see his behaviors. I get to intimately see his routines and what he's drawn to and how he does what he says he will do. He is the reason why everywhere I look in my house, there's piles of books like this. God bless him. I've just stopped picking them up. I have all over my bedroom, all over my desk, all over in my garage. I have bins the size of my car. This is not an exact, I'm going to go on Instagram and show you guys books on book. I think if there was a fire, I would grab the kid and my husband would run out the house like this with his books. This is what would happen. And I'm so happy that I married a man like that. I did one thing right. Thank you, God. I married somebody that could mentor me and that could show me, who loved me enough to bring him up into the conversation that he was having. And we were very young when we met, but we both knew something. I'm running from poverty, okay? I used to be scared to say that. Some people run because they're chasing something they want to eat. Some people run because they're the thing about to get eaten. I'm running because the big bad bear of poverty is after my family. The enemy has already shown me that, okay? He ran after my grandparents and he won, and he ran after my parents and he won, and he wants me and my family, and I'm running. I'm running away from poverty, and I need to get to a different continent. Maybe your family's running too. You know what that feels like. Don't be ashamed to say that. Say it, because someone else who's running needs to know that they're not the only ones running. We're running so fast, we can't look to our left and our right and realize everybody else is running too. We think it's only us. So we're ashamed to say we're running. I'm running. Because the enemy is after my last name. He's been after my last name for over 500 years. He's been after my ancestors for over 500 years. And we're finally starting to see that he looks small in the background. He's still there. I can still see him, but he looks smaller. I can't smell him like I used to. My family's running. My children are learning how to gain speed. And while we're running, I'm building them a jet so that they do not have to run anymore. Are you building a jet for your children? Or will you just pass away without letting them know, oh, by the way, we're running. You might want to keep running. That's how I feel about wealth creation, guys. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to my husband, where he's going to get an opportunity to show you live some of the wealth creation tools that we're using. Please ask questions. We know that this, for you, might be the only time that you engage with us. Please ask questions. It is our ministry to answer your questions. We are convicted into making sure that at least that we are making this plain and that you're understanding it. If that's all we do, we have done our job. We have done what we're called to do. So guys, please show some love. Give it up for of course, my husband, my business partner, an amazing man, a man who is convicted in all the right places for the people who are just like him, who are also running.
What's going on? What's going on? Happy man. My wife, she always brings the fire on here. So it's real heartfelt conversations, folks. So like I said, what my wife talked about, our purpose is not to sell you. Our purpose is to educate you. Why? Because that's what happened to me. Young kid, born and raised out of a place called Compton, California. For those who are not here in the United States, it's a gang-infested area, not where a lot of money comes from, but it's an up and coming because we're educating people in the area now, and we're showing what's absolutely possible. So my wife shared what it looks like to compound your money. She shows you in real, you cannot win. Listen, you cannot win making linear income in a compound debt-centric place, okay? Most of us come from a compound debt-centric place, so we have to get out of the hole by compounding our income. So now I'm about to show you how we do that. Me and my wife were fortunate enough that we came across this company a little bit over 2 years, 4 months ago, and we met some absolute powerful mentors who changed our life in a major way, taught us, and I believe in each one, teach one. They taught us what they already knew. You know, a pastor out of Killeen, Texas by the name of Dr. Kathy Kirkland literally broke the code. We talk about the code being in poverty today. You got to break the code. My wife talked about some of us running from poverty. That was me. That was her. And I'm grateful that we got to do this thing together. So I'm going to show you what really impacted us, because sometimes you can see these companies and it's like, I got to sell something. That's not what we're talking about here. I want to change my people. I don't care where you are in the world. I want to give you the mindset, okay, of abundance and wealth, because that's what God called us for. You don't believe me? It's throughout scriptures. Okay, I don't care what your spiritual background is. Just know that if you look at any of your spiritual groundings and foundation, look at any of these parable stories of what people were trying to teach thousands of years ago, no matter the prophet that you follow, there are parables that you need to understand, and one I love to share with you real quick. And I shared it this morning on a live session with one of my personal mentors, Dr. Jewel Tankard. And so let me just talk about this parable, because I believe more than ever it equates now, and it's rarely taught. But they talk about the parable. It's about investments, the parable of the three servants. And what happened is the master left. He was going to be leaving for a long time, and he wanted to leave his affairs with them, his wealth with them. So what he did was, based off their abilities, okay, this is what hit me. So what are your abilities today? I look at that. That can equate to your talents of what you can do, okay? That can equate to your job settings. That can equate to your business, okay? But according to their abilities, he gave them a certain amount of talent / either gold, okay, or money. I'm going to use money because that's what we're talking about now. So in scripture, it says that he gave one 5,000, he gave two 2,000, he gave the last one 1,000, okay? I look at that as the classes that we live in today. And what happened was, they said he left for a very long time. Immediately, the first servant who got $5,000, immediately they say he went out and traded, okay? He went out and doubled the income. He made it into 10,000. Okay. The second servant, who had $2,000, he said he went to work, and then he was able to double the $2,000 over time. And then the last servant, it said that he was afraid, he was scared. So he ran out in the field and he dug a hole and he put the money there, the $1,000 there, covered it up and buried it. Because what he told his master, when this master returned after this trip, the first servant said, "Master, I've doubled your income." He said, "Good and faithful servant. Great job. We are now partners." So what that goes to say is, he says we're now on the same level. Okay. The second servant, same thing. He said, great job. Thank you for multiplying the money. You are now my partner. And then the last servant, guess what happened? He says, "You wicked." You got to hear this. This is not me making this up. Okay. This is a parable in one of the most sold books in the world. And I look at someone 2,000 years ago, okay, writing scripture, sharing what your life would look like if you ended up as one of these servants, okay? Because you're one of these servants is the equation, okay? So the last servant said to the master, his boss, "I know that you sow where you do not reap, or I know that you harvest where you do not plant seeds," okay? So basically he was saying, I know that you are a harsh man, that you expect perfection. So I didn't want to make a mistake. I was scared and afraid, so I buried your money. And the master said, you wicked and slothful servant," meaning you wicked and lazy servant. You didn't do anything with the money except bury it. And he says, at least, this is what you got to hear, at least you should have put my money in a bank so that I could have got a little bit of interest. So it's going to say that should have been the last thing that you did. If you don't know how to multiply the money, which we're teaching you today, the least thing you should have did was gave it to someone who could invest it for you. Okay. And so it also goes to say, he said the master now took the $1,000 that he buried, that he did not multiply, and he gave it to the first servant, who multiplied his money times 2 to 10,000. Folks, this is exactly what's happening in the world today. You see, people that are in poverty, the poor, are getting more poor. And it's not that the rich are stealing, it's that the banking system, okay, the way that our money is growing inflation-wise, is killing the poverty. So if you don't learn how to multiply your income, you're going to be right there. Middle class, same thing. That middle servant who doubled his money, he just worked his butt off. He did it, okay, but he wasn't given. Think about this. He wasn't giving the $1,000 that was buried, okay? The top servant was. Why wasn't the middle one giving that? Because according to his abilities. So what I believe that scripture was calling us to do in the world is that we must take everything that's in our life. I'm not just talking about money here. I'm talking about your knowledge to multiply. The people you're around should multiply. Your family should multiply. Of course, your wealth should multiply. That's it. Because why? We are meant to be abundant people, period. And if you're not experiencing abundance and peace inside your heart, let me give you another perspective of what you can do and how you can start if you don't know where to begin. Okay. So this is our program. The name of our company is called I Am Mastery Academy. Me and my wife partnered with this company a little bit over 2 years ago. Because of this company, we've been able to partner with some powerful people across the world, from Kenya to South Africa, Botswana, London, the UK, all the way down to Australia, back here in the United States, Mexico, Colombia. We have people that are learning these teachings of creating wealth in their family all over the world, folks. And now you're one of those families that get to get educated on the perspective and how to do it inside your house too. So what we offer you in I Am Master Academy is 3 academies. We're going to focus on one today, because when you become a customer of our company, we're going to teach you how to trade in the largest market in the world, $7.7 trillion circulated every single day, because this is where your central banks trade your money right now. Okay. And so all that we do in the foreign exchange market is we exchange one country's currency for another country's currency. And based off how long we hold it, okay, we will make a certain amount of money based off whether we're selling it or whether we're buying it. So people always ask, how do you sell and buy if you don't own the currency? Well, because we're leveraging the brokers in this system, they allow us to sell it when the market is bullish, and bearish, they allow us to buy it when the market is bullish. We're going to teach you all of those things, okay? Multiplying what? Your talents. Okay. So I Am Master Academy, because we got with this $7.7 trillion industry, folks, here's how it works. If I was to go to Mexico right now, let's say I had $1 US and I exchange it in, the exchange rate, let's say it's 1 to 20. That means $1 US is equal to 20 pesos in Mexico. All right. Let's say I don't spend the money while I'm there. The exchange rate changes. It goes down to 10. And now let's say $1, because the Mexican economy got better, to 10 pesos. Well, I currently have 20 pesos on me. So when I go to exchange them, all right, initially I started with $1. They say, sir, the exchange rate has changed to 1 to 10. So instead of them giving me $1 like I paid, they give me 2, because I changed my $20 in, my 20 pesos in, for the 2 US dollars. That's exactly what we get to do every single day in this electronic market. And all we got to do is push sell and buy. And today I'm about to show you when you're supposed to push sell and buy. See, if you had the Michael Jordans of this industry telling you exactly when to sell and buy, when you do it, you know, my mentor, Dr. Kathy Kirkland, who's made 8 figures trading, she gives trading ideas. If you knew that she was going to help you get what she got, would you do it? Right? The Christopher Derricks, the Christopher Terrys, who's almost a billionaire in this industry. If he tells you, this is what I'm looking at in the market, and he gives a trade idea, would you do it? Or the Kimberly Torreses, okay? I'm going to show you where you get access to all of these traders that are going to help you along the way to do it. And it's very simple. But where we want you to start at first, while you're earning and learning, is one of our academies. Okay, so this is exactly what you're going to get when you become a part of our institution, okay? So we have one of the best, if not the best, academy in the world. That's my belief, folks. I know, because we have people who have come to our company and have literally been able to leave our company as a student and go start their own company. Better yet, we've had other companies that spun off from us, and they're reaching out to our students and asking our students, hey, could you be one of our educators? That's how powerful I Am Master Academy is. So I always say, just come to the source. Here we're looking at, you get 100, 200, 300, and 400 series. Just like college, folks, you can finish this as fast as you want. So it may take you 1 week to go through our learning. So in your 100 series, you learn about what Forex is. You learn the history, what's traded in it, who are the market participants, how to use TradingView, okay, when to trade in the market, how do you know when to buy and sell, what is a pip, how do I know how much money I'm going to make based off pips, what's my lot sizes, how to calculate my money inside the market, how to set pending orders when I'm not around so you can be asleep and still make money in the foreign exchange market, how much they're going to charge me to be in the market, so what spreads and bid costs look like, and then they show you how to analyze the market, the different types, okay? That's your basic 100 series that is going to give you the language like I'm speaking right now so that you can do it. 200 is going to show you how to use all the things you learned in the 100 series, okay? You know, how to look at the pullbacks, the drawing a support and resistance line, what to look at for a trend line. Okay, that's cool. Here's where the money's at. The money's right here. You want to start making 6 figures and have the potential to make 7 figures in this industry, folks, you need to go through 300 and 400 series. Once you get here, this is when we start talking about the continuation patterns. This is where we show you how to grab hundreds of thousands of pips from the market because you can identify patterns. There are people who trade for the banks who don't even have this education right here, folks. This is how powerful I Am Mastery Academy is. So I want you to understand this. When you learn how to find a reversal in the market, it's a game changer. No one will be able to stop how much money you can make doing this, under having the knowledge and being able to trade on your own. And then lastly, we teach you about Elliot's Wave. And then we take all of that. Once you learn it, now you're a senior in our course. Once you become a senior, now you're trading with the best. This is Christopher Terry in every one of these sessions in the real trading market, showing you exactly what he's doing and how he's done it and how he's made millions, close to $1 billion in this market right now, folks. So this is why I get excited, because I believe in each one, teach one. I don't know if you know, but from where I come from, no one taught me how to become a millionaire. No one taught me how to look at hedge funds and be able to trade $1 billion one day. Listen, I know I'm throwing around terms, but you got to understand this is the type of money that's being traded on Wall Street, folks. And now they have led us inside this same exact system. And the only thing you have to do is get proficient at it. And we have it for you, okay? So that's our Foreign Exchange Academy. We do have 2 other academies, HFX, which is high frequency Forex. We teach you how to trade binaries, or we teach you how to trade in the digital currency market and leverage that. And then we have a secret. We're launching in September. We're launching an e-commerce platform. So let's say that outside of trading, you want to also start your own online store. We have hired one of the best drop shippers in the world. Do you realize that people are charging tens of thousands of dollars to tell you how to open up a store? And we're going to show you how to do it for a couple $100. Well, being a member, you're going to get direct access to our learn how to launch your Shopify store and how to run the ads on Facebook. So I'm excited because I've already started mine. We're beta testing this one right now. It's for all of our chairmen, and in September it's going to launch. So that's a little secret for you, okay? So now what we're going to do, we're going to go to our strategies. Let me go back. We have a Go Live platform as well too. In our Go Live platform, let me share this with you. You're going to get access to over 150 educators right here on this platform. So how I'm speaking to you right now, you're going to have an actual trader, okay, who knows what they're doing. We have 150 of them. This is where we beat out every company in the world from the access and array of knowledge that we have from our company. So I'm gonna just talk about the top 5. The top 5, this is my mentor, Dr. Kathy Kirkland. You're gonna learn about the cloud. This is Kimberly Torres. She trains hardcore on market structure and trading zone to zone. Very confident and passionate about trading the US 30. So you can make a lot of money with her by getting on her sessions. My boy, Manny Quiones, is a master of harmonics. Everything that you're gonna hear me talk about right now and show you in the market, I've learned directly from him, okay? And one of the biggest strategies I love is divergence in the market. So I'm gonna explain that with you. All of our traders are 6- and 7-figure, even 8-figure traders that you're learning from. So do not discount these traders here. There is none like them, okay? I Am Mastery Academy has it because they're all spin-offs of our CEO, Mr. Christopher Terry, highly sought after on Wall Street. And now you guys are getting not only a form of Christopher Terry, but you're getting Christopher Terry as well too. So on all of our products, we have learning sessions here. So you can click on Forex Basics, Advanced Digital Currency, you know, how to trade harmonics. Then we have all of our other things that we have in our company. We're going to focus on harmonics today. Okay. So let me just go back, show you our different strategies, and then we're going to hop into the market for real. I'm going to show you how we really make 15% per week and with what products, okay? And what I need you to remember is 4 simple steps. So here are all of our products. I'm going to talk about harmonics today. Now, one of the other products I use is Vibrata, the ECC11. If you want to train with my mentor, Dr. Kathy Kirkland, with ECC11, absolutely powerful strategy. You can also find it on my YouTube where I describe it there, or go to our Legacy Worldwide app, which you can download on Google Play Store or in the App Store. You're going to see Legacy Worldwide with a globe of change breaking. Download that, complete steps 4 through 11, and then you'll be able to figure out some of the strategy we use on there as well. All right, so here's our web analyzer. Anytime that you see where the entry point is at the top, it's suggesting that we sell. Anytime that you see the entry point at the bottom, it's suggesting that we buy. Now, we don't blindly go into the market. We look for a time to enter, and this is where I'm going to give you 4 steps. Okay, and we're going to also talk about risk to reward. Now, what we're looking for is something called divergence. Now, what I'm going to do, okay, let me just go and give you the simple steps. The first step is we're going to talk about boxing up consolidation zones. Now, where I like to start on the harmonic scanner is I go to the H4 chart, which means each candle is 4 hours, okay? The reason I go there because I want to find divergence there, but we're always going to go 1 time frame down. So the first step, okay, the first thing we're going to do when we get to the harmonics, go to H4 chart. Next thing, personally, you can find the broker who has the most trades available. I go to Traders Way. They typically have the most, okay? And then we just click on the first currency. All right, now we're here. For example, now we're looking at USD CAD. It's suggesting that we buy. Now, I'm not just going to buy, but I am going to box up this area here. You see this? See how it's consolidated here? I want to know before I enter, is it a good trade to enter? Okay, is the market going to reverse? So let me go ahead and box up this area. Okay, so I box up my consolidation zone. What is consolidation? Anytime the market is moving sideways or barely moving upwards, it's a consolidation zone, or what we call a pullback, okay? So we're gonna box this thing up just like this. Then a second thing, we're gonna look for consolidation, okay? So we're gonna go down one time frame. So I'm on the 4 hour, so I'm going to go to the 1 hour, all right? So now that I'm on the 1 hour, this is what we're looking at. Randy, you keep on talking about this thing called divergence. What is that? Okay, here is what divergence is. It's when what price is doing on my actual chart, price is doing something different here. So when I talk about, for example, if I'm looking for a buy opportunity, I want to see bullish divergence. What is that? Bullish divergence is when the price on the actual chart is trending down still, while price on our RSI is actually trending up. Here's an example. I want you to, more than what I say, I want you to watch what I do, okay? So price starts here, current price, and then it trends down like this, okay? And we're gonna take that same exact, where that area is, and we're gonna match it to our RSI. So let me go ahead and make the lines darker so that you see them. Let me move this out of the way. Tap on this real quick, okay? Make this dark black. Okay, I want you to be able to see this. Okay, we see this black line here? Now this, it should be doing the same thing on the RSI. You see how price is going down here? Just like this, because it's still going down here. But yet, price here is going down, but if I go in the same area, price is actually shifting up, okay? So now there's a discrepancy based off our RSI, okay? Boom, right there. So price is currently diverging together. This is called divergence. And you partner this with a harmonic pattern, you have a slam dunk. So that's why our number 2 is very important. So we just found divergence in the market, okay? So this is letting me know that price is going to shift up, and it did, okay? Right off this point, anytime that you see this, price will always shift up every single time. So what's happening, what you're seeing now, price is coming back down to retest and create the first wave, okay? So we just caught our first wave, our first trend up, because we want to go here, okay? So this opportunity is going to be a good opportunity for us. We already got our breakout, boom. We found divergence, we bought. Anytime that you see a doji candle, this is for my people who are already trading, they know this. You're going to learn this over time. Don't worry, don't feel intimidated right now. I didn't know this 2 years ago, okay? Just like becoming a pilot, I was nervous becoming a pilot, but I did it. Okay, you're going to be nervous becoming a trader because you don't understand what I'm saying right now. And that's why you should be a part of our academy, so that you can learn how to extract, okay, money out of a $7.7 trillion a day industry that the banks participate in. Do you understand how much power that I have, that I can do this any time of the day? I want to give you the same power. And this is why I'm showing you the strategy for free right now. The only thing you have to partner it up with is getting this harmonic scanner, which we're going to tell you how much it costs. No, it's not $1,000. No, it's not even $500, barely a couple $100, okay? And that's because we really want to change lives. So looking at this is what we call a doji candle, another indication of a reversal. So when you get this and then you get another bullish candle, okay, that's bigger than it, plus we have divergence, we're going to go in for our trade. So number 3, we're going to look for an entry point based off our candle formation. We're looking for a doji candle like this. So this candle says this: price went all the way down. It was pushed down by the sellers. And then the buyers said, oh, no, no, no. They pushed it back up. Okay, and then the buyers overall won this, even though the sellers pushed the price down to this point. So that's what a doji candle represents. It's what it's letting you know that there's going to be a price reversal. Well, guess what? We already knew that because we've seen divergence in the market. This is just letting us know now it's time to enter the market. And you see from here, there was a consistent upwards trend up from the time that doji happened. How much money would you have made just by knowing this information right now? Let's talk about it. So from the time you got in from here, you would have potentially made 88 pips. What does that mean in money? 88 pips can be $8, okay? Most of the time, you're gonna be using a 0.10 lot size, so it's gonna be $88, okay? Or it's gonna be $800 if you're using a standard lot size. Listen, folks, you could use a standard with $1,000, but I don't recommend that you have to use $1,000 and use standard lot sizes, but you could, especially if you get confident. Now, if you had 5,000 to 10,000, use a standard, you would have made $8,800, almost $1,000, 8% to 10% growth of your account. There's no market that is going to allow you to do that today and get rich on your own accord like this. But brokers, stock brokers, Forex brokers, they're getting rich right here, and I'll teach you the same thing now. You have just learned the secret, and now it's your time to take action. So all that we do is this. We show you how to risk 3% to gain what? 10%. Okay, so if you had a $100 account, you would have risked $3 to gain $8 to $10, or you would risk $3 to gain $15. If you had a $1,000 account, you would risk $30 to gain $150. If you had a $10,000 account, you would risk what? $300 to make $1,000 or $1,500. Okay, so this is why we like to perfect our entry to almost guarantee that you're going to close out on the trade. Now, is it always a guarantee? No, absolutely not. That's why we set stop losses, to protect our interest. But what we know is all we have to do is find 52 trades just like this. Okay, and we can go from $100 to six figures or $1,000 to seven figures if we want to. So here's where I see this trade going overall. Okay, I talked about something called the Elliott's wave. If this is really our first wave, this is what we call a corrective pattern. Okay, this is bonus training. Okay, bonus training happened right now. This is corrective. Okay, this is what we call a triangle or a flag formation. So now I go down to a smaller time frame, looking for when we're going to re-enter the market. Okay, so boom, we have our correction happening here. So this is impulse, correction, continuation, correction, what? Continuation. So we're gonna actually look for a buy in here. And then my last step. So number one, right? Number one, we box in the consolidation zone. Number two, we look for divergence in that consolidation zone. Number three, we're gonna look for entry based off our candle formations. Okay, number four, we're gonna look at the currency strength meter. Now let me move this out of the way. I gotta put in my URL here, and I'm gonna go currency strength mirror is at, you can Google it, put currency strength mirror, is livecharts.co.uk. Let's make it make sense. If I wanna hop in this trade right now, okay, and we're looking at USD CAD, okay, right here, USD CAD, my currency strength should be for a buy, USD should be stronger than CAD. Guess what it checks? USD is stronger than CAD. So therefore, this is a validated trade that we can go into. Now what we're gonna do to continue this trade, we're gonna buy off of the trend line. So what we want is about 2 to 3 retests now for re-entry off of this trend line. We wanna enter off of the trend, uptrend, off of our trend line. So once we get 2 to 3 retests here, or we get a breakout here, we're gonna go into this trade, and let's talk about how much money we're gonna make now. Okay, so if we fulfill our obligation in staying in this trade for the long term, I'm an intraday trader, and we enter here, the rest of this trade, we're talking about 340 pips, folks. Listen, if you have a $100 account, this is a way for you to almost double your account just by holding this trade. Okay, so if you start with $100, 0.01 lot size, 30 pip stop loss, you're gonna risk $33. Listen, you're gonna risk $3 to make $34. That is an awesome risk to reward. Do you realize how, if you do that several times, that's growing by 30%. It's game over. And this is why we can win. You can lose 50% of these trades right here by just risking 3% and gaining 15 to 30%. If you're to gain 30%, risk 3%, you can lose more than 50% and still double your account. This is people always ask, isn't that gambling? No, it's actual active investing and doing it the right way. This is why people on Wall Street are making millions today, and we've just given you the secret. So what does it cost to be a part of our company? All right, so here's what it costs. Let me just show you our website, folks. We've put so much money into this company. We're a totally different company. If you've even seen this company 2 years ago, it's not the same. We have a state-of-the-art corporate team ran by, CEO Christopher Terry, COO Mr. Kyle Lowe. Changed the game, folks. So you see our platform here, learning academies, live mentorship strategies. Beautiful site. We make it simplified. We have multiple packages. We have our elite package, Forex package, and all of our other ones here. If you want to be an elite member, folks, it's $375 to be an elite member. I'm sorry, $325 to be an elite member. But guess what? You don't have to start there. Today, for those who are ready to get started today, no, you're not going to pay this price, okay? It's $235 to start today. $235, that's it. You're going to get the Forex Academy, the Go Live platform, and the harmonic scanner, everything that we just talked about today, plus the spreadsheet so we can show you how to compound your trades. And then you also get our community. You get myself, you get my wife, you get all of the community together where we teach you how to really do this on a very high level. And we tell you all the mistakes we made. The goal is that you don't make the mistakes we made over the past 2 years, that we literally just fast forward you to the top. So today, to get started, it's $235 today. That's it, nothing else. And then it's also after that, so after you pay your $235, 4 weeks in the game, your monthly is only $175. Now, you can waive your fees, folks. We're going to show you how to waive your fees. So much success in our company, you know, coming out of Trinidad, coming out of Mexico, globally around the world. We have people that are getting involved. So to join our organization, okay, you're going to get back to the person who invited you onto the session and say, hey, I need your referral link. I'm ready to get started. And so what they're going to do is send you a referral link with the directions of how to get started. Like I said, when you start, it's only $235 today to start with us, okay? And then you're going to pay after that, 4 weeks in the game, okay? Your monthly payment will be $175. Now, to get started, after you get started with us, you're going to go to our website called legacyworldwide.net after you enroll, okay? At legacyworldwide.net, we're going to teach you how to enter and exit a trade. Let me show you that. We're going to show you how to enter and exit a trade. We're going to show you what apps to download to get started with us today and start trading. We're going to give you the trading plan that we just showed you today as well too, okay? So after this enrollment, you're going to go complete steps 4 through 11. All right. 4, your download to the right apps. 5, you're going to be added to our Facebook page, Telegram pages, and then also our trade idea groups. Okay. So you'll be added to the harmonic scanner group, the vibrata group, and then also the steady group, 3 products that we personally use. We're going to show you how to set up a trading account. Okay. We're going to show you how to link your MetaTrader 4 to your trading account once you set it up. Okay, very simple video that you're going to follow the steps on. This is all free information here. The next one, we're going to show you how to use the trading app. You know what the hardest part? People got money in their hands and they don't know how to use the trading app. How to push sell, how to push buy. In a quick 20-minute session with my wife, she's going to show you how to use that on this video here. And then after that, we're going to go to product walkthrough. So everything I'm talking about now, we're going to show you how to use your spreadsheet, how to change the numbers here, okay? So this is our 52 weeks to freedom, or our 12 months to freedom. If you invest in yourself today, we're going to show you how to create hopefully 6 figures for your family, okay, by just learning this skill. Now understand there's obviously no guarantees in anything. You have to know the skills. Are we going to give you our trade ideas that we're doing too? Yes. Can you grow and make wealth off that? Yes. Okay. So you're going to have the same path that we take. If I get paid, you get paid, which is awesome. Here's where you download the 52-week trading plan. And here's where you get the harmonic scanner training in more detail. Okay. I tell you why we use harmonic. It's the most precise pattern in the market. It is the top thing to do. Compared and partner with Divergence, it's a game changer. It's a slam dunk every single time. And then here's just some of our other products. And I've already went over our actual login and everything. So for you to get started today, like I said, $235 to get started. Get the harmonic scanner. Get your access to the academy and start learning right now. So what I want you to do is get back to the person that invited you onto this session and let them know that you're ready to get started. If you're seeing this on YouTube right now, if you're seeing this on Facebook Live right now, if someone's doing a watch party with you right now, what I want you to do is get back directly to them, whether they sent you the YouTube video, whether they got you on a watch party, or whether you're watching live on their Facebook. I want you to get directly back to them and let them know I'm an A, I'm a B, I'm a C. An A, I'm ready to get started. Send me your link now. A B, I'm ready to get started, but I got a couple questions, but I want to start today. C, I'm not interested. Okay, that's okay. It's okay. Okay, what I want you to do for those who are not interested, go do the research. Go see what the Forex markets means. Go look and see who owns the Federal Reserve and the central banks and how they are working the Forex market and how the Forex market has been around for over 2,000 years. It's not in question. Okay. So the question is, do you want to learn the money system and grow the wealth in your household? And if that's you, get back to the person that got you on this session. So we do have a second part, folks. I know I don't want to spend too much time walking through, but just know that we get to make what I like to say, we have a compensation plan on top of you learning how to trade and making money in the trading market. We have an optional part, okay, an affiliate program that if you share this with other people first. Number 2, if you share this with 2 customers and they say yes, you now waive your monthly fees. So you'll never pay $175 ever again as long as you have 2 active customers. Let me say that again. You get 2 people that you help make money with in this company. you waive your monthly fees of $175 a month. You never pay it again. Okay. Number two, if you decide to go even further, help those 2 customers go out and waive their fees, or you want to build a business doing this. Let me just give you the top. Okay. We don't have up to money. I'm gonna just give you the bottom, and I'm gonna give you the very top. The bottom, not up to money. If your organization, you had a academy that you started, a franchise you started with us, if you grew by a customer base of 12, you would get paid $600 a month every single month, guaranteed, outside of your trading account. Okay, you're not making money off your people trading. You're making money off of them being customers in our company. For you bringing them to the company, we say thank you for bringing them. Here's $600 a month, guaranteed every single month. Okay, the very top of our plan, right? It's called Chairman 500. You will be making $500,000 a month. Now, understand there's work involved to make that a type of money, but it's not up to money. Okay, you can put that in your trading account too. All right, whatever you want to do. Trust me, our top earners, man, the way they're investing right now, all of them, they have a notion that the new million is a billion. Our top earners right now, their eyes are set on the billion. Okay, why? Because you can get there. Once you have a 500,000 coming in per month, there's so much you can go out and do, besides also starting schools in different places around the world and helping the unfortunate and the unprivileged. Of course, you're gonna take that money and use it for charity. But the top in our company is 500,000 a month with 30,000 customers in your organization. It's not up to money. We make more than an average McDonald's franchise owner makes in 1 year in profit. We make over here in 1 month. Okay, so understand you're in the right company. So that's my time, folks. I'm gonna stop the recording here. Appreciate you all. Get back to the person that invited you on and let them know that I am ready to get started. Let's go.